question?
Sure.
The Sheikh, when Mordechai found out about the Gezeire against Yidden, Sheikh Vayetze b'choy v'ir, v'yizak tzok g'doy v'mora. And the question is, what's the deed by Yetze b'choy v'ir? He went out in the middle of the city. So there's a medrash that he went out, and sometimes if you want to, just like there's people that they want to decide something, so they look in the Igros, yeah. And the same thing, people have a minute that they open a sefer, not the Babich, they open a sefer, huh?
Kail Hagra.
And yeah, what?
Kail Hagra.
The sefer called
No, not sefer. The Gra has a way of doing it very well.
No, I don't know how to do it.
I don't either.
I just know that people do it and they find either the number page that it was on or the pasuk that it was, and that's a raya for them that
should do whatever it is.
this helps them with the decision making. Let's put it that way. So there's a medrash that says that when he went up with Teicha'ir, he met children. And he asked the children, tell me your pasuk, what you learned today. And it's in Gemara also found that they said and the Gemara with Acha, with Rameya, is also because he heard that a child said he heard a pasuk, Shuva Bonim Shabbat Mishus Acha. You know, so I'm not going to go into the whole drasha I have about that I gave about Chus Acha. But over here, when he asked the children, the psukim, so one pasuk said, Altirim Parapisim, Messiah's the Shayim Kisavai. And the other one, he asked him, no, what's your pasuk? He said, Utzei Susu V'Davadavu Yakum Ki Yamonokel. And then he asked the third one, what's your pasuk? So he said, Azikna Nuhu V'Seva Ni'esba Ni'asisa Ni'esa Ni'esba B'Malach. Question is, what did Mordechai find from these three psukim that he felt things will be good? The Zachar says, in the history of Bnei Yisrael, we find that there were three attacks that came from Amalek. The first one was when the Yidden came out of Mitzrayim. So Vayovei Amalek, Vayigochem Yisrael b'Refidam. And said the pasuk, Zachar asher asach Amalek, asher kolcha baderach. Whatever he met you on as you're coming out of Mitzrayim. He suddenly came and attacked you. So the first one said, Altirim Pachapisan, don't be afraid of our Amalek that came pissant. And Moshe's the Shah and Kisab. Don't be afraid. Then we find the second time that Amalek attacked the Yidden.
The last year.
Huh?
The last year in the middle.
In the middle. But in the midway, he did a very interesting thing. The pasuk, I looked it up over here. The pasuk is Vayishma Kanani Malach Harod, and then it says that they prayed to the Eibishter to save them from these people. So the question is, why doesn't it say that? It says that the Vayishma Kanani. Why didn't they pray to save them from Kanani? So Rashi said they were really Amalek, but they wanted to surprise the Yidden, so they changed their language. And instead of talking like Canaanim, they spoke like Amalekim.
Just like the Amalekim, he spoke like Canaanim. Yeah. Instead of speaking like the Amalekim, he spoke like the Canaanim.
The Amalekim spoke like the Canaanim.
Yeah.
And therefore they asked in an indirect way, save us from these people. So the second one said to him, Utza Eitzav Sufa, they can make a lot of plans. not only Dabra Dogu Yokum. They'll speak and they'll change their language of Dabra Dogu Yokum to him. Okay, we have nothing to worry about. Now, when Haman was bothered by the Jewish people, he called his advisors and he told them, we got to get rid of the Jewish people. We got to get rid of them. So they advised him against it. They said to him, don't make a fool out of yourself.
Every one of those people who
We
tried.
had one time already, they attacked them. Then they tried different tricks how to attack them, and they failed. What are you wasting your time? You're going to lose. So Haman says, yeah, that's history. Many, many years ago was the first time. A lot of years ago was the second time. He said, now their God is old already. And Megillah, so he's weak already. It's not the same. It's not the same God as that Demos. So the third one told him, Azik Nihu, Vaseva the Esbo, and the Aziz for the Amalit. And when he heard these three psukim that they get against Amalek, so he saw there's nothing to be afraid of. Okay. Now we'll go continue learning. We are in Kufman Base, and we're up to Vav, I believe. Yeah, Vav. So in Vav he says as follows. Kivan.
Signs about drinking. They put out signs about drinking every year.
Well, what?
The what's the
National Committee.
National Committee puts out signs about drinking every year.
Shouldn't drink.
Listen, that's in that book, there's a lot of there's young kids that drink. I mean, you know, they think it's a thrill, and there's a lot of problems. Even the police stopped it.
You told me once. You told me you saw. Remember, you told me when you saw a young Bachram drinking mashke. You told me to take away the mashke. Remember?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, that's what you have to do.
Right.
Today, if a family makes a party, and there's young children there, and they serve by goyim, and they serve mashke, it's illegal. Not only that, there was a, I don't remember right now who it was, maybe he remembers the name, but there was a shliach today in the campuses. The shluchim only serve grape juice. And they were serving wine, and there was a shliach that they.
It's a big problem with the Sdorim, because by the Seder, if a Shliach makes a Seder, and he serves 4 cups of wine, and the guy if he gets into his car and he goes home, something happened, you serve the guy 4 cups of wine.
Right.
It's a very, very, very big problem.
So it's
This can push
They
it.
serve grape juice.
Huh?
Yeah,
in the world, it's illegal.
Yeah, but it used to be on the college campus. You said l'chaim.
Yeah.
Took a bala
It was part of
mashka.
the-
You do that. Today
There was a shliach, I think, that was fired because of that.
Yeah.
The campus fired him.
On the campus.
Yeah, you gotta be really careful.
Okay, so let's see.
In Holy Torah today, I was in. There's a big bottle of Absolute. I stopped twice to look at it because I was like, "What the heck is going on over here?" It says "Get drunk," and inside the Absolute, you see the svarim of Lukut Sikh. It says "Get drunk" on Lukut Sikh. It's this
In the
svarim.
Zal.
Yeah, by the Zal. Yeah.
I mean, the kids are going to have it.
No, it's a big picture of thing. It says "Get drunk on Lukut Sikhs." Don't drink the mashke, drink the Lukut Sikh.
All these prohibitions are not for on religious.
What?
On religious stuff also.
Of course. If you want to do it in your own house, it's one thing, but you can let the guy go out in the street. What are you gonna do?
Okay, so he says there's a Kiva Shalanes. Kiva Shalanes. Are you there, Yayin? The nest of Purim came through wine. Vashti had the Mishnah Hayayin. Vashti this went out of existence by a wine. Ubo is Esther and Esther came to replace it. V'chein inyan hamin umapolasai haya yedei hayayin. Was also that when Esther invited them to Mishta Hayayin, Roch, and therefore, Chayvu Rabbeinu Zechayim Uvrocha V'yistake Bayayin, to be intoxicated with wine. V'omru, and they said, Chayiv Inish L'psumi V'puya Ad Yoda Bein Ora Homen V'barach Motcha. That to that extent. And I told you this vort already. We asked we asked what's the Indian the Yontif is called Purim. So we spoke about it, the different Geidel that he Hashem, Put and everything. But you see over here it says Chayiv Odom Uvsumi B'Puya. In Aramaic, in Gemara, Puya is a bed. So some taich, the Chayiv Odom Uvsumi B'Puya, be fresh and take a nap. And fall asleep, and really you would know Ben
That you do every day.
Huh?
That I do every day.
No mitzvah.
What's so special?
Now it's a mitzvah.
Yeah.
So the only way to do it, the only way to do it, you should know the difference to sleeping. The only way to do it.
It's not the it's the safest way. It's not the only way.
It's in Shulchan Aruch like that.
If you take medication together with it, it's even better.
That could kill you.
It says Chayiv Odom Uvsumi B'Puya in the bed. Adu Yoda Ben Orahom Ubarach Motcha. But if you're sicker, go to sleep. Don't dreizach in the street and create problems.
And who is it?
If you're sick, you don't know what you're doing. You can't control yourself.
Okay.
No.
So go to sleep before you get your
I think it says, if I just reminded myself, I think it says that, I didn't figure it out now, so I'm saying that Orahom and Baruch Mordechai is the same gematria.
Yeah.
It is.
It is, I know that.
So-
One
so-
of the
so-
drushes.
Huh?
He remembered one of your drushes, he said.
Oh, you does. I know
Okay,
this
so
is about-
it didn't change it. The numbers didn't change it. If it's right, the numbers are
If it was right then, it's still right.
Yeah. So that's what I said. When Orahom Baruch Mordechai, you wouldn't know the difference because it's all the same basis. Upochos
Yishta
Yishta Yosa Mehagele. It says at least drink a little more than you're
usually.
accustomed to drink. Kedei Lisker as a nes. Hagadol. Remember the big nes? The Yishon and will fall asleep. When we talk Yishon, and being that he's sleeping, Eini Yadei ben Orahom Ubarach Mordechai. V'ulam Mishahu. What's this? Cholish B'tivai, someone that's a weak person. In other words, for health reasons. B'chein Misha Yadei Ba'atzmai Shayadei Ken Yizalzach Chas V'Sholem Be'ezah Mitzvah. If he knows that this will bring him to be Mizalzel, not to respect a certain mitzvah.
I used to go around it.
The bracha or betfila, he wouldn't say a bracha or he wouldn't daven because of that. Oy sheyovei chas v'sholem v'kalas reish. He'll what's going on every night? He'll come to kalas reish. Mutav shaloi l'istake v'chol ma'asav yiyu v'shem shamayim. Many times by the Farbrengen that everyone is that one person should
Volunteer.
Most people in Kanai did not drink because they wanted to be by the Eretz Farbrengen.
Yeah, of course not.
Yeah, but they came to the Farbrengen after the Suda already.
Right.
So they were half asleep from what they drank by the Suda. And that's why
I just saw a whole sikha with the Rabbi in Purim Farbrengen. He was very upset about people sleeping by the Farbrengen. There's a whole story about the Rikiva, about the Purim, that he saw Menamnim, his Tamim Menamnim, and Maman, why did Esther rule over? So he said, I have my Rabbi Akiva.
that's a medrash.
A medrash, yeah.
How Rabbi Akiva walked them up.
Walk them off.
Yeah.
In the schools of Sada.
Huh?
In the schools of Sada.
It's good to say, yeah.
But After that Sikha, they started giving out noodles by the Farbrengen.
Really?
Yeah, it keeps the people awake. A lot of students take it when they have to do a lot of homework or a lot of tests or something.
There's no side effects.
That's what Biden takes.
It's a caffeine pill. They were giving it out.
They giving it?
Yeah.
My uncle Avram said to me once, I drink 4 cups of black coffee, I'm not going to fall asleep, never in front of the Rebbe. Says, I do whatever I have to do, I drink coffee, I'm not going to fall asleep for the
It's
Rebbe.
not such
That
a
was
simple.
the no-dose too.
It's not.
It's still
Especially
selling
in
in stores, no
It's
dose.
city, it's hot, it's quiet. And you ever start thinking, you start
You're
thinking.
not young.
Thinking.
First, not young.
Not young.
But I don't understand. It says, Adli Yada Ben Adar Haman Levarach Marchai. Adar Haman Barach Marchai is his over Indian. And just this is the negative and this is the positive. I don't know what's the difference between Adar Haman and Barach Marchai.
So that's how to say it.
It's the same Indian, right? This is just negative.
Say- but
I don't
say-
call it a charm. This is.
Say it teretz also, not just.
I don't know the teretz.
You know, there's a story that in the yeshiva there was a bocher that he wasn't able to say a chiddush, but he was very good at asking kashas on the chiddush. I know such a person also.
You can go to the altar and ask them.
So they asked him, what are you going to do? The Gemara says, Asher Mishabal Kamatamud Diyadai. So when you come up there, and they're going to say to you, say a chiddush, what are you going to do? He said, he says, I'll say, Zog du and Yichud it up for him.
Never told the story.
You ever told that story?
Yeah, by me.
Really?